A young girl is in her car with her family on her way home from her aunt's house at night. All of a sudden, she starts tapping her foot nervously because she knows the bridge she doesn't like going over is coming up. She starts feeling nauseous, like she's going to throw up. Her chest is tight. She feels like she can't breathe. She wants out. Her adrenaline is pumping. She tells her mom, but there's nothing she can do. She begs them to pull over, but her parents know they won't be able to get her back in the car if they do. Finally, they cross the bridge, and it's over. That is, until the next time she has a panic attack. That young girl was me. I have an anxiety disorder called panic disorder, which causes me to have panic attacks in situations in which I should not be anxious at all. Back then, I had to avoid a lot of different situations that people don't even give a second thought about. Some people have this same problem, but don't know what to do about it. Teens who suffer from anxiety shouldn't have to just deal with it and be forced to avoid certain situations. They should be able to find out if they have a disorder, get treatment, and learn to control their anxiety and get their lives back. Anxiety is the most common mental disease, affecting 40 million adults in the United States, according to ADAA, Anxiety and Depression Association of America. Anxiety is very treatable, but many teens either aren't diagnosed or ignore the anxiety, thinking it will go away on its own. Many have the misconception that anxiety disorder is not a real disease. They claim that people who suffer from it are just attention seekers, causing those who suffer from it to feel embarrassed about it and not wanting to admit the fear they have. I am correcting this misconception. Anxiety is a real mental disease, just as real as brain cancer. Those who suffer from it do not have control over it. What these teens don't realize is that anxiety is not just a phase. That if their anxiety is a day-to-day occurrence, and if they have to avoid certain situations, they need to get help. Anxiety is nothing to be ashamed of. There are many ways to diagnose an anxiety disorder. You can go online and take one of thousands of online tests, or you can go to your doctor or therapist to be tested. Treatment is normally not very difficult to get access to either. If your anxiety was not diagnosed as a disorder, but it's still difficult for you to control, there are countless websites that are built to help you learn techniques and gain the tools you need to control your anxiety. Charts like these ones that help you with your day-to-day anxiety are very helpful for teens suffering from anxiety. If your anxiety keeps you from doing your day-to-day tasks and you have a disorder, there are many ways to get help. There are several prescriptions your doctor can recommend, such as Paxil and Zoloft. While many people think therapists are only for the mentally insane, they are not. Just because you see a therapist does not mean you're crazy. I see one myself, and it's a big help. They can lift some of the weight off your shoulders and help you be in control of your anxiety. It is very important to know that you are not the only one who suffers from this. In a survey, Life Science found that 1 in 5 teens in the United States suffer from a mental disorder serious enough to impact their daily lives. If you're uncomfortable going to a therapist, you can also go to support groups to see for yourself that may go through the same thing as you. I even learned that some of my closest friends suffer from anxiety as well. If you are a teen suffering from anxiety, or you know someone who might be, don't hesitate to get diagnosed and get treatment. It is possible to fight back against your anxiety and get control of your life again. Today, I am still fighting against my anxiety, but I've come so far since that car ride home. I hadn't realized how far I had come until I went back to see my therapist, and she reminded me of all the things I couldn't do that I can do now. I have learned to push back against my anxiety and live my life the way I want to. Everyone has the power to do it. You just have to take the first step.